Muy buenas noches, amigos, bienvenidos a Energia del Corazon Cosmico. Un miércoles más con un programa. Estoy encantada, estoy feliz. No sé, así como que estoy muy emocionada porque este miércoles no lo vamos a hacer de meditaciones. Vamos a tener una información tan poderosa. Vamos a tener una información que nunca imaginé que iba a poder un día tener aquí en el estudio. A alguien a quien respeto, número 1, admiro, número 2, número 3, ha sido mi guía, ha sido ese mentor, esa persona que me enseña. Es un hombre genial, él se llama Jeff y está con nosotros hoy desde Nebraska y él nos va a estar hablando de qué se trata su compañía, de qué son los Bolts, para qué sirven y como ya les había prometido desde hace mucho tiempo, traer esta información a ustedes, a donde quiera que tú te encuentres, que tú sepas un poquito más qué son estas herramientas, para qué te pueden servir, cómo las puedes usar en la casa, cómo las puedes usar. Esto no es para alguien que, bueno, él nos va a decir más de para qué sirven esto. Y bueno, como todos los programas de radio, tenemos que tener nuestros patrocinadores. Nos vamos a ir a escuchar a nuestros patrocinadores. Y mientras, llámale a tus amigos, textéalos, diles que nos sintonicen, que estamos en Energía del Corazon Cósmico, un programa más que va a estar genial. No se pueden perder esta información. Vamos a escuchar a nuestros patrocinadores y regresamos en un segundo para nuestra entrevista y te voy a presentar quién es él, de dónde viene y cuál es la historia detrás de todo esto. Regresamos contigo.
Fiesta Party Time. Renta de sillas y mesas. Deja de preocuparte en dónde conseguir sillas y mesas para tu fiesta. Y lo peor, ¿quién las lleve y las regrese? Bueno, para eso estamos aquí. Fiesta Party Time. Renta de sillas y mesas. Te ofrece el servicio de entregártelas hasta tu casa y nosotros nos encargamos de recogerlas con precios razonables. En la renta de 5 mesas con sus sillas, hasta puede que no te cobremos la entrega. Visita mifiestón.com/fiesta. mifiestón.com/fiesta o llámanos al 773-450-4239 773-450-4239. Fiesta Party Time, renta de sillas y mesas en mifiestón.com. Este servicio es para Chicago y suburbios.
Piñatas en sueño. Tenemos piñatas para que la fiesta con tus chiquitines sea un éxito. Piñatas tradicionales, piñatas de cartón, piñatas con listones para abrirlas, piñatas con globos, piñatas con juguetes, un mundo de piñatas. Piñatas en sueño. ¿Quieres encargar una, 2 o quizá 3? Sí, marca el teléfono 773-396-1767. Isabel te contestará. Apúrate que se acaban. Piñatas en sueño, un mundo de piñatas.
Chaires Income Tax Services te hace tus impuestos. Nos especializamos en impuestos para tu negocio. Te garantizamos el mayor reembolso. Si crees que no fue así, lo revisamos sin costo hasta 4 años atrás. Tramitamos el IT number gratis. Y pon atención a esto: hacemos el 21% de descuento a clientes nuevos. Llámanos si tienes preguntas al 708-656-9668. 708-656-9668. O visítanos en el 6036 al West de la 26. Escucha bien, Chaires Income Tax Services en Cicero. ¿Te gustaría que te hiciéramos un comercial para tu negocio? Marca al 773-450-4239. Si sientes que tu negocio es pequeño, nosotros lo hacemos grande. Tenemos voces disponibles que se adaptan a tu negocio. O quizá quieres ponerle tú la voz. Te ayudamos con eso. Marca al 773-450-4239. Nosotros te decimos cómo. Comerciales para tu negocio profesionalmente producidos para ti. Visita laradiola26.com y hazle clic en Muy B Productions.
Y estamos de regreso con ustedes, amigos. Como les dije, este programa va a ser bilingüe. Yo voy a hacer las preguntas para ustedes en español y yo misma les voy a traducir a español lo que él está diciendo. Pero me van a estar oyendo, así que no se me desenfoquen, pongan atención. Recuerden que nos pueden seguir por nuestras páginas de Facebook y también él va a decir dónde lo pueden localizar. y cómo lo pueden localizar. Es para mí un placer, un honor introducir y presentarles a Jeff. It's really pleasure introduce you in my program. Is Energia del Corazon Cosmico. Every Wednesday I have a really very lovely people behind the camera to see us every Wednesday and follow to me and continues with my, in my Facebook page, in Twitter, Instagram, and all that. And always I promise to them that I will bring the what I'm learning in the classes, and making concerts and making more, and explain to them what I will doing with the balls. But now I haven't you here, and I really very blessing for myself that you are here with us. So, thank you for coming first. Who you are?
Well, I am Jeff. I started with the singing bowls about 15 years ago, and I found one in an import shop in my city of Lincoln, Nebraska. And when I came across one the first time, I picked one up, and someone played it for me. And it just put a smile on my face. It was something very unique. I'd never seen anything like it before. It's not like your Tupperware bowl at home or your glass bowl at home. And I just found it very, very, very unique and interesting.
Okay, su nombre es Jeff. Él tiene 15 años ya en este mercado, y para él fue algo que una vez en Nebraska, en donde es su ciudad natal, en Nebraska, él entró a una tienda donde vendían muchos bowls, y él pusieron uno de estos bowls en sus manos, y a la hora que le pegaron, él empezó a sentir una risa. Él le dio una alegría y una risa tremenda, y era algo diferente. No era como una olla de Tupperware o como una olla normal que le habían puesto a sus manos, y ahí fue donde él empezó.
So the first bowl that I came across, it really put a smile on my face. And traditionally, people play these around the rim. I just gong the bowl, but they play them like this, similar to like a crystal wine glass.
Y tradicionalmente el primer bol que pusieron en su mano le causó mucha alegría, y usualmente la gente le pega al bol como él lo está haciendo y lo pone alrededor, lo sigue pasando alrededor.
And I was not able to do this. When I first came in contact with the bowl, I wasn't able to make any sound after singing the bowl like this.
Y él no podía, cuando el primer bowl que él tuvo en sus manos, no podía hacer el sonido cuando él pasaba alrededor.
But while I was at the shop owner had played the bowl and made a beautiful sound, and I was determined to buy the bowl and then also learn how to play it.
Y en ese momento en donde él estaba en esa tienda de que vendían puros bowls, él no podía hacerlo sonar, pero él determinó comprarlo y entonces aprender a sonarlo.
So I decided to buy my first bowl, and I bought it on, I believe it was a Tuesday. And by Friday, I still could not play it. I couldn't do this. I couldn't make any noise, any sound by going around the rim.
Él lo compró el martes y era el viernes y él todavía no lo podía hacer sonar.
So on the Friday evening, a friend of mine was having a dinner party, and I took my new bowl, my new toy, to the dinner party, and passed it around to everyone at the party, and everyone made such a beautiful sound with the bowl, except for me. I still couldn't get it.
Y esa noche, ese viernes, para él fue crucial, porque ese viernes él trajo su bowl como un juguete nuevo a una fiesta familiar de unos amigos de él, y ese viernes todos sus amigos podían hacer el sonido con el bowl, pero él seguía sin poder hacer ese sonido.
So I was told these were used for meditation, but I became very, very frustrated with it. I couldn't get it. I just couldn't get any sound, or couldn't get it to sing.
A él le habían dicho, esto es para que tú puedas hacer meditación, pero él lo único que obtuvo era mucha frustración, porque él no podía hacerlo tocar, no podía sonar.
So at this dinner party, I passed it around to the 8 people in the room. Everyone got it to sing so beautifully, but still that evening I couldn't get it to sing. It finally took me 2 weeks before I could finally make beautiful noise, beautiful sound coming from the bowl as I was playing it around the edge.
Le tomó 2 semanas antes de él poderlo hacer sonar de un sonido hermoso, pero esa noche, ese viernes, todos sus amigos pudieron hacerlo sonar de una manera muy hermosa.
So finally, I mastered the bowl, or the bowl mastered me, one of the two, after 2 weeks. And at this point in time, I was between jobs, and I was looking for something to do. And this is when the internet was just starting to become popular, and eBay was becoming very popular. And so I decided to get a wholesale license and buy directly from this shop, and then sell these bowls and some other handicrafts on eBay.
Y cuando él en ese entonces, él empezaba la internet a estar más popular y él decidió, entonces estaba pasando por un proceso en donde diferentes trabajos y no sabía qué iba a hacer, pero entonces él en ese momento decidió poner su propia compañía, tomar el permiso para hacer wholesale price, y fue a esa tienda y empezó a comprarle a esa tienda varios bowls.
So at first I bought 5 of these bowls, and I sold them on eBay, and after that I bought 10 bowls and I sold those on eBay, and then after that I started looking for some sort of supply from India or Nepal to buy the bowls.
Y los primeros 5 él fue y compró 5 bowls y los puso a vender en eBay. Y después él los vendió inmediatamente, compró 10 y los puso a vender ahí. Y cuando él vio eso, él entonces empezó a buscar dónde comprarlos y en qué países se lo podían entregar, como Tibet, Nepal.
After quite some time, I was able to locate a supplier in Nepal, and he suggested to me that I buy 100 bowls to start with. And I thought to myself, there's no way it would be impossible for me to sell 100 bowls even in 1 year.
Y después de esa búsqueda, él encontró a alguien que le podía vender desde Nepal 100 bowls y se los ofreció, y él decía, no hay ninguna manera en que yo pueda vender esos 100 bowls aún en un año.
So after some thinking, I decided, what did I have to lose? I decided to go ahead and buy the 100 bowls. And those first 100 bowls I was able to sell just on the internet and to my friends within 1 month.
Y ese primer envío que él recibió, él se preguntó ¿qué puedo perder si traigo esos 100 bowls? Y él decidió tomarlos y él los vendió en el primer mes entre las ventas por internet, por eBay, y entre sus amigos.
One thing that I noticed was everyone that I showed the bowls to and showed different ways to play them, as soon as the sound or the song came from the bowl, it brought a smile to people's face.
Una cosa que él lo motivó mucho es que una vez que él ponía el bowl en las manos de alguien y le pegaban al bowl y ese sonido siempre ponía una risa en la cara de esa persona.
So after that first month, I was very surprised that I sold 100 of them, and I decided to buy 200 more this time.
Y después del primer mes que vio que él pudo vender 100, decidió comprar 200.
And then after I bought those 200 more, that turned to 500, 500 turned to 1,000, and so on and so forth. And I never thought that I would make a career out of this, but somehow it happened.
Y después de que vendió esos 200, él trajo 500, y después de esos 500 él trajo 1,000, y después de eso él nunca pensó que un día iba a ser el mayor productor en bowls, y de alguna manera eso pasó.
So eventually I had about 1,000 bowls, and I was running my small internet business out of the basement of my house. And I had so many bowls that I almost had too many. I had to figure out a way to sell more bowls.
Y una de las cosas que él experimentó fue de que él traía esas cantidades y él corría su negocio desde el basement de su casa y por medio de internet. Entonces llegó el momento que tenía tantos bowls que él decía, tengo que hacer algo más, esto tiene que salir de alguna otra manera.
So I decided to take each one of the bowls and record an individual sound file of the song and then actually put it onto the internet and onto the eBay.
Y entonces él fue el primer hombre que empezó a pensar. Y entonces puso cada uno de los bowls, le pegaba y hacía un récord del sonido que producía para entonces así venderlos por eBay.
And then from there, I realized that every bowl has a dominant note to it, and then I started labeling each bowl with notes, so that people, when they bought one bowl, maybe they bought a C note, then they decided to buy an A note, and so on and so forth.
Y cuando él empezó a ver esto, empezó a ver que cada bowl tenía su propia nota, como la A, B, C o D, y entonces él empezó a ponerle labels a sus bowls, y empezó a ver que la gente también lo empezaba a comprar según la clasificación de la nota, A, B, C o D.
So that's basically how the business started. I started the entire business with $100. Well, that first bowl, that's what it cost me, was $100. And from one bowl came another and came another. I had no money, no credit, no savings, no nothing.
Y es como él empezó su negocio, con $100 que le costó un bowl. Él no empezó con ningún crédito, no tenía dinero guardado, no tenía nada que le pudiera amparar. Su negocio lo empezó así.
And so now in the past 13 years, my company, Silver Sky Imports, we've now sold over 70,000 singing bowls worldwide.
Okay. En los últimos 13 años, su compañía que se llama Silver Sky Imports ha vendido, how many?
70,000.
70,000, más de 70,000 bowls en todo el mundo.
So, to say the least, I'm quite amazed.
Y esa es una de las pequeñas notas que podemos decir, de las pequeñas cosas que lo han movido.
Before this, I had some sales jobs. I worked in restaurants and things like this, and I always thought that eventually I would sell my last bowl. I would have to go back and start working a real job.
Pero siempre en su idea tenía, nada más cuando llegue este shipment, cuando venda el último bowl, ya, me regreso, porque él siempre había trabajado en restaurantes o en diferentes trabajos. Entonces siempre pensaba, cuando venda este último bowl, me regreso a buscar otra vez trabajo. And that is not happen. Y eso no ha pasado. Él continúa con el business.
Well, unfortunately now I have had my own business for so long that it would be impossible for me to find a job. No one would want to hire me.
Exactly. Imposiblemente ahora él tiene su propio negocio en donde nadie lo quiere contratar por lo que él puede comprar, y él tiene que seguir adelante con su negocio.
So every year I take trips to Nepal and to India, and I hand select every single bowl that we sell. And so when I go on these trips, I play every single bowl and make sure the quality is perfect before we send it back.
Y cada año él está viajando a Nepal y a la India a seleccionar uno por uno de los bowls que él vende. Él personalmente selecciona la calidad de los bowls que él vende.
So from there, I've been selling the bowls now for well over 13 years, and the last 5 years or so, I've had a lot of customers ask me for more information, more training, how to use the bowls.
Y a partir de esos 13 años de negocio y de estar vendiendo todos los bowls, mucha gente le preguntaba, ¿cómo los usamos? ¿Para qué sirve esto? ¿Cómo nos puedes entrenar para esto?
So about 4 years ago, I started developing a program on how to use the bowls directly on the body as a relaxation therapy.
Y hace 4 años empezó él a crear un sistema en donde poder poner los bowls encima del cuerpo para podernos relajar.
And as I was developing that therapy, I realized that all of these bowls, since they're handmade, there's not much consistency with each other. They're all very irregular. So it was very difficult to create a program for therapy because all of the metal bowls are so different.
Y era muy difícil para él crear un programa terapéutico para sanación, porque todos los bowls son muy diferentes. Y él, cuando empezó a crearlos, empezó a ver la diferencia entre uno y otro.
So due to the fact that all the bowls are handmade, they have lots of irregularities to them with the hand hammering of each bowl. And so the sound was very, very different with each and every bowl, even of the same size.
Y los bowls, estos bowls que se utilizan están hechos por martillo humano con una persona realmente, no son hechos por máquina. Entonces eso los hace muy exclusivos a que cada uno sea único, que cada uno tenga su propio sonido y que cada uno tenga su propia vibración.
So a few years ago, I began to develop my own line of singing bowls to make bowls that are more refined and more perfectly made, so that I could make a program with the bowls to be able to put them on the body.
Y cuando él empezó a desarrollar este sistema o esta nueva enseñanza, también empezó a desarrollar sus propios bowls, su propia línea en donde tuviera más perfección, en donde tuviera más consistencia y donde estuvieran la calidad que él estaba buscando.
So I'm the first one in America to actually take the traditional singing bowl and develop it into more of a professional tool.
Él es el primer persona en América en desarrollar lo que era un bowl de sonido, en desarrollarlo como un bowl terapéutico y en ponerlo a ese nivel.
So I've created bowls that are very, very, very consistent. So we can use certain bowls, even though two bowls are a little bit different. All of our bowls are very, very consistently the same. In fact, you can actually take a metal gauge around the outside of the rim and find that the rim is almost perfect, even though it's absolutely handmade.
Y él lo que hizo en su desarrollo fue encontrar esa perfección, que aun cuando tú le pones, tú puedes medir lo que es su espesor del bowl por fuera, aunque son hechos a mano con martillo, es el mismo espesor, es el mismo grueso por fuera y por dentro.
So this allowed me to create my own line and my own series of bowls. The first series I created was a therapeutic series that I wanted to put on the body. And this is when the Zen singing bowls were born.
Y como nacen estos bowls que se llaman Zen, estos bowls son terapéuticos y fue creado a base de esa necesidad que él estaba buscando en cómo ponerlos encima del cuerpo con una perfección.
So finally, I have a tool now that I can use in a class setting for therapy, and these bowls are very consistent. So this way I can have one student have one bowl, another student have another bowl, and they're both going to give a very similar frequency. Not exactly the same, but very similar.
Y fue la manera en cómo él creó algo que entonces ahora podía utilizar para las clases que él enseña, en tener dos bowls que podía poner en el cuerpo de la persona con muy similar frecuencia. Aunque el bowl sea de la misma frecuencia, nunca va a ser igual, pero era muy similar la frecuencia.
So from there I developed a program basically based on these three bowls here, that you can use these on the body. And for example, this one is a high sounding bowl, and this is used on the upper parts or the higher parts of the body.
Y basado a eso, él desarrolló estos tres bowls para la clase, en donde cada uno de ellos se determina para diferentes partes del cuerpo. Este que está aquí se determina para todas las partes altas y la energía alta del cuerpo.
And this one here is a medium sounding bowl, a little bit low, that we use in the middle sections and the lower parts of the body.
Y este de acá lo usamos en la parte media del cuerpo porque es medio sonido, es un sonido más bajo.
And this bowl is what I call a large grounding bowl. It's got a very, very deep, low sound that we use on the lower parts of the body, or to ground.
Y el más grande lo usamos para anclarnos y anclar toda esa energía que está en el cuerpo y para cualquier parte del cuerpo que es de las partes bajas.
So from here I've developed a complete program, a certification program that people can take to use the bowls for therapy, for relaxation.
Y esto fue lo que hizo a él crear un curso en donde puede certificar a las personas como terapistas de sonido, terapistas de sonido.
So now we're having all sorts of professionals from people that have been playing with bowls for a long time in the metaphysical and new age category, to also we have nurses and spa professionals and doctors and all sorts of people that can use this therapy for relaxation.
Y ahora tenemos también que hay muchas personas que pueden usar todo esto para relajarse. Estos los están ya siendo usados en este momento por los doctores, por las enfermeras, por los terapistas, por todas las personas que están trabajando con alguna diferente modalidad para relajación.
So originally, I created this program for myself because I have a lot of stress. I have a lot of anxiety. I've had panic attacks before. I need it more than anyone. But I realized that everyone else has stress, and we live in a very, very stressful world and a stressful time, and no one takes time to relax.
Y esto fue, yo lo creé, él dice que él lo crió para él mismo, porque él estaba buscando algo, porque él sufría de ataques de pánico, de mucho estrés, de mucha incertidumbre, de mucha desesperación, y él buscó algo que lo ayudara a él. Esto fue algo que él buscaba para ayudarse a él mismo.
So the benefits of these bowls are for absolutely everyone. Just playing the bowl very, very softly, concentrating on the sound and letting the sound bring your mind and your brain down to a slower pace and into a relaxed pace helps everyone to relax.
Y una de las maneras en que esto ayuda a relajar es que cuando tú le pegas al bol, hace un sonido que tú lo puedes ir escuchando y la vibración de él va a empezar a hacer esa relajación.
So in the therapy that I teach, it's called a vibrational sound massage.
La terapia que él enseña o la clase se llama sonido de vibración, masaje de sonido de vibración.
And this is exactly what we do, is we put the bowls on the body and we let the sound ring out and then let the sound fall, and then your mind and your body will follow that sound into relaxation.
Y es exactamente lo que ustedes están viendo aquí, que es lo que él enseña en la clase, en qué posiciones ponerlo para que cuando empiece el sonido, la mente empiece a escuchar ese sonido y el cuerpo a sentir esa vibración y por medio de eso llevarte a un estado de relajación.
So last year we started the first classes and had a lot of success. I was a bit worried at first that I was the only one that could relax with the singing bowl. But so far, we have trained over 50 students in the last 6 months, and 100% of them have felt the benefits of this relaxation.
El año pasado fue la primera clase que él dio y él se sentía no se sentía seguro si esto iba a funcionar, pero todas las gentes a partir de esa primera clase que él dio han sentido todos los beneficios, todos han salido sumamente satisfactorios con esta clase porque cómo te sientes después de esta clase. La primera clase fue el año pasado que dio y ya ahorita ya lleva algunas clases. How many classes you haven't ready until right now from the first one?
Yeah, right now we're on our 6th class.
The 6th class.
Yeah.
Ahorita es la clase número 6 que se está presentando aquí en Chicago.
So from there, this relaxation, what I found was that it also helped to alleviate a lot of people's other problems that they're having. I wouldn't say that the bowls do healing, but I would say that the relaxation brings the body into a state of healing.
Y después de eso, lo que él empezó a ver, que muchas personas empezaron a sanarse, que muchas personas empezaban a sanarse cuando los usaban y él piensa que es porque después de que el cuerpo se empieza a relajar, el cuerpo empieza a sanar automáticamente.
So from what I found, a stressful body can simply very easily get very sick, can have problems, can have pain, and a body without stress can very easily heal itself and recover.
Cuando él encuentra personas que están muy estresadas, son cuerpos que están muy propensos a a enfermarse continuamente y a no recuperarse, pero cuando el estrés se va, el cuerpo empieza a recuperarse.
So I was quite happy with these results. Some of my students have had, been in car accidents. They've had things where they weren't able to sleep through the night, chronic pain, things like this. Not that they've been cured, but the bowls help to alleviate that pain, and reducing the stress really helps the body with this.
Y lo que él ha visto es que todos sus estudiantes, que algunos habían pasado por accidentes de carro o por algunas enfermedades crónicas, el estado de relajación ayudó para que ellos empezaran a progresar en su salud, empezaran a recuperar su salud.
So from here, I'm quite excited for the future, since this is just beginning in America, and what will happen. And we will be developing other classes and programs on working with the bulls, with children and the elderly and veterans of war and just about everyone this sound therapy can be applied to.
Y a partir de esto, él está muy contento porque entonces ahora va a estar empezando a desarrollar. Primero, está muy contento por ser el número 1 en América y segundo, porque ahora puede empezar a desarrollar lo que es esta terapia con niños, con diferentes situaciones que se van presentando y empezar de ahí.
Recently, we had one of our customers take the bulls to Thailand to work with abused elephants.
Recientemente, uno de los estudiantes tomó uno de estos bulls y los llevó a Tailandia y empezó a trabajar con los elefantes que habían sido abusados.
And these abused elephants came from circuses and came from different environments where they lived on a chain or, were in captivity, and they weren't very happy.
Y esta persona empezó a trabajar con los elefantes que habían sido abusados, que los tenían en circos o que los tenían segregados, y los elefantes empezaron a responder muy bien.
And so my customer, her name is Linda Chambers. She had gone to Thailand and visited a elephant sanctuary and decided to come back on her next trip and bring some bulls with her.
Y ella decidió, su cliente de ella decidió venir y agarrar bulls y regresar y empezar a trabajar más con ellos a Tailandia.
And working with the elephants, one of the problems that they had were the mothers. When they get pregnant, they usually pair up with another female, and in captivity, they were not doing this.
Y lo que ellos empezaron a ver que cuando estaban cautivados los elefantes no tenían la relación, las elefantas con sus bebés como ahora lo tienen.
And they were, they were also having problems at this elephant sanctuary with the babies. Once they were born, they weren't feeding long enough. Being in captivity, there was a lot of stress on the animals.
Hay mucho estrés dentro de los animales cuando están cautivos, y veían también que los elefantes babies no estaban comiendo bien cuando estaban en cautiverio.
So using these gentle sounds, which the elephants are very receptive to because their hearing is very, very much stronger than ours, they were able to relax more. And the babies were able to feed twice as long when they had a therapy session with the bulls as opposed to when the bulls were not present.
Y lo que empezó a ver, los resultados que empezaron a ver es que los elefantes estaban siendo más relajados, que los bebés elefantes estaban comiendo 2 veces más de lo que usualmente no comían después de las terapias o de las sesiones de sonido. Y también lo que ellos vieron es porque los elefantes tienen una recepción de sonido mucho más de alta frecuencia que nosotros.
So at first I thought, wow, there are many applications for humans for the bulls, but now I'm coming to realize that it's not just humans that need the bulls as well too, it's also animals.
Y lo primero, cuando él venía con esta idea y con este proyecto, lo empezó a crear, él dijo, bueno, esto es para los humanos, y ahora él se da cuenta que no es nada más para los humanos, que también lo necesita los animales.
So it seems like everyone today, if you go to a doctor, the doctor will give you a pill or a prescription or some sort of invasive treatment, and it seems to me that a lot of these basic things or problems that we're having are simply caused by stress.
Y ahora, en esta actualidad, muchos de los problemas cuando vamos con el doctor es simplemente por el estrés, y sin en cambio nosotros obtenemos solamente píldoras o medicamentos costosos.
So I'm very excited for the future and what we will develop. We've got, even in this class, we've got many wonderful students, some in massage therapy, some that are psychologists, yoga teachers, just a large variety of people that will hopefully spread this same therapy to their communities.
Y en esta clase que estoy dando ahorita aquí en Chicago, tenemos bastantes estudiantes que ellos son terapistas, que ellos son psicólogos, que ellos son profesores de yoga, y que estamos expectando también que ellos vayan y comuniquen esto a sus comunidades.
sounds good, Liz. Let's go to commercial.
Yeah. Vamos a unos comerciales, vamos a que escuches nuestros patrocinadores y regresamos contigo.
Fiesta Party Time. Renta de sillas y mesas. Deja de preocuparte en dónde conseguir sillas y mesas para tu fiesta. Y lo peor, quién las lleve y las regrese. Bueno, para eso estamos aquí. Fiesta Party Time. Renta de sillas y mesas. Te ofrece el servicio de entregártelas hasta tu casa y nosotros nos encargamos de recogerlas con precios razonables. En la renta de 5 mesas con sus sillas, hasta puede que no te cobremos la entrega. Visita mifiestón.com/fiesta. mifiestón.com/fiesta o llámanos al 773-450-4239. 773-450-4239. Fiesta Party Time. Renta de sillas y mesas en mifiestón.com. Este servicio es para Chicago y suburbios.
¿Te gustaría que te hiciéramos un comercial para tu negocio? Marca al 773-450-4239. Si sientes que tu negocio es pequeño, nosotros lo hacemos grande. Tenemos voces disponibles que se adaptan a tu negocio. O quizá quieres ponerle tú la voz. Te ayudamos con eso. Marca al 773-450-4239. Nosotros te decimos cómo. Comerciales para tu negocio profesionalmente producidos para ti. Visita laradiola26.com y hazle clic en Muy B Productions. Energía del Corazon Cosmico, la casa de los cristales. Tenemos extenso surtido de cuarzos, gemas y minerales. Todos están activados y programados con la energía de la fuente divina. También ofrecemos clases de energía, cristales, números y colores. Los productos Sweet Just y For Life también están disponibles en nuestra tienda. Nos puedes encontrar en el 2206 al sur de la Oakley en Chicago. El teléfono es el 773-619-4537. Vía internet, energiadelcorazoncosmico.com. Energía del Corazon Cósmico, la casa de los cristales.
Y estamos con ustedes de regreso, amigos. Para mí ha sido tan encantador. Yo ya había oído toda esta historia cuando tomé la clase el año pasado. Yo venía de esa clase súper emocionada. Estaba yo increíblemente. ¿Por qué? Por primera vez en mi vida había sentido algo que era relajación y que mi cuerpo estuviera completamente relajado. After I come back from the class, and it's my first time in your class, when I was taking the class in the last year for many years. You know, I have 42 years, and the first time that I feeling flat with no moves and relax. It's my first time in all my life that I can be just relax, and that is made me, you know, like happiness, like really incredible, be a passion for this therapy. And then I start to sharing with my community, and then I start to mention to them, you know, and then I start to doing whatever needs to take, because in my community is many needs, you know, many, not only in my community, but around me is many people with stress and many people with a lot of tension. You know, we coming from the other countries, we have a lot of heavy weights in the back.
You have lots of work to do to earn a wage. You have a family. You have your friends. You have just bills to pay. Is a lot of stress for everyone, and no one takes time just to relax.
Yeah. And for me, personally, for me was like, I don't have no idea what is relax.
Sure.
Until I taken your class.
Sure. Have you ever tried meditation before?
Yes, and was no work. Unfortunately, was no work. You know, because they want to sit down and keep it right there.
Sure.
And I was, my mind started to create something like, you know, I was meditating and making mantras. And my mind started to say, oh, you need to go to the washroom. Oh, you are hungry. Oh, that is uncomfortable. Oh, the back pain. Oh, and the mind was creating a lot. But when I was in your class, I was right there. And it's no options to move. It's just alpha stage right there.
Sure, it's almost I call it an instant meditation.
Exactly.
Where, as you put the bowl onto the body, you have nowhere you can go. You can't go think about your bills, your job, your kids, your family, and all you are forced to do is feel the vibration of the bowl and the sound and follow that sound and vibration.
Yeah. And one of the other things, and really I want to share with the public, with with my fans, with the people who is looking for us in any place of the world, what I decided to make in business with you, what I choose to doing with you. I taking your class. I have a few years doing business with the crystal singing bowls. Finally, last year we can do people go directly to your website and put my code and get the discount.
Sure.
But what is behind that? What is behind the business? Because what I choose to doing with you, the first thing that I want to share with the people is because the conscience is behind your business. And last year when I was in Nebraska, I can see the person behind of the business, the people working for you,
Sure.
the people who cares, the people who really is passionate for what they doing, and that is really no price for me,
Sure.
because now when I bring something and I can offer it to my clients, to my students, to my friends, I know exactly what is the quality,
Sure,
and I
sure.
know exactly how he's treating, and how the people treating his employees, how
Sure.
the people treating his communities,
Sure.
So that is really one of my passions, and really I feeling blessed, in some point God sent me with you, and when I start to making business years and years ago, and I start to try to bring this from my community and from the people. So tell me a little bit more about your business, how you treating the boards, what kind of what we can find in your business, and also where the people can buy.
Oh, sure. Well, with the bowls themselves, I hand select every single bowl before they even come to the U.S. So when I go to India or Nepal, every single bowl has been hand selected by me. Beyond that, as far as quality from there, each and every bowl gets quality inspected by my employees and by my staff after it arrives. Sometimes something could have been damaged during shipping or have a chip or a crack or something like that. So they get inspected again, and then also before we put them on the internet, we record individual sound files and photos of each and every bowl. And all of our products you can find at silverskyimports.com.
And put the energy of love like discount code to get it the 10%.
Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome, Jeff. Jeff, I want you talking a little bit, because my passion for the balls or for the sounds was starting like maybe 10 years ago when I got my first crystal singing bowl, and then I start to feeling comfortable, and I start to feeling passionate, and I start to feeling like safe. Every time when I sing in my bowl, I feeling like safe. One of the things in the people with the HDD is like we are hyperactive, we are fierce, we are nervous for everything.
Sure.
And I feeling like the first thing touch my soul is the crystal singing bowls. And is the things that we will start to make in business for the crystal singing bowls.
Sure.
So talking about the crystal singing bowls.
Well, the crystal bowls or any of the singing bowls in general, they really teach you to relax. So if you're a very tense and hyper person or something, you cannot play the bowl very tense and hyper. It will not give you the sound. You must relax. This was the problem I had with the first bowl that I played. It didn't want to make the sound because I was not relaxed.
And one of the things I'm learning from you, and always very frequently I mention in my class and in my programs, is like the less is more.
Yes.
The rule of the less is more. And I say my rule is the more is less. That is my rule. But my teacher say the less is more. So it's very passionate for me. What is the difference between this is many of the questions that my public right now to doing in Facebook. What is the difference between the metal singing bowls to the crystal singing bowls?
Well, the crystal singing bowls are crystal, and the metal singing bowls are metal.
Obviously. What is the benefit? Obviously. And todo lo que estamos hablando solamente en inglés, porque ya quiero avanzar con el tiempo, se los pondré con traducción en YouTube, para que así avancemos con más tiempo. No les voy a estar traduciendo lo que ahorita estoy hablando, pero lo van a encontrar traducido en YouTube.
The main difference between the two bowls is the crystal bowls create a pure sound, or like a sine wave, very similar to just a simple whistling, going like.
We will keep going in English.
in English?
Yeah, we will keep in English, and I will put translation in YouTube.
Okay.
So we'll making more questions and having more of your information, your wisdom, everything.
Sure.
So
as you hear the crystal singing bowl, it's just a perfect sine wave. It's just a perfect sound to it. Very similar to like a tuned instrument. It would just be one perfect sound to it. So you can take these and mix these with other musical instruments and things, and they work very, very well because of that just pure sound to them. The metal bowls, or the Tibetan bowls, or Himalayan bowls, as they're sometimes called, these are all hand-hammered. So because the fact that they're hand-hammered, very similar to like a gong, they have many tones to them. So they don't have that pure sound to them. They have almost a wave or a wash of sound, multiple harmonics. So a lot of them almost make a wah 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 type sound. So that's the main difference, is the sound that they make. The crystal bowl is more of a pure sound, and the metal bowl is more of a kind of a tribal sound. It can't really be tuned as pure. It's more of like nature.
one of my personal experience, what I really love, the crystal singing bowls, is because when I was, I think so my first crystal singing bowls was in one very, very hard moment of my life. Was when it was my second divorce, my second back road, and I was lost my job, and decided to quit my job.
Sure.
And I was under that stage, like, where I going, what I will doing with my life. I don't find no way to how, nothing to do. And plus, start to my body start to, reproach all the years that I was done eating well, done sleeping well,
Sure.
and start to all the, all the chaos came to my life. And I remember in that time I opened an eBay and then find something for relaxing, and was a crystal singing bowl, the clear crystal singing bowl from you. And when I get it, and I start to, I remember very well that night, and I start to asking to God how I can go out from this depression, how I can go, because when you was in depression, it's hard. Did you know it's in depression?
No, sure.
I was was in depression. For me, it's like, I don't care. It's like, no, I'm okay, but I was not. And then I started doing the singing bowl, and my first experience was that I start to feeling inside of my body. I never before I feeling something. I'm putting my hand, and I did it like this, and then I start to feeling the vibration in my body, and then I start to feeling like, like the angel start to close to me, and then I start to feeling like be secure. In that night, I think so. I didn't like you mentioned, like crazy, but nothing is happened, like crazy moments, But this, I'm pretty sure, was some breakthroughs, energy in my body,
Sure.
And moments to crisis, like, and I cannot stop to crying. And the next morning, is when I wake up and then decided something I need to do, something I just need to do. And I have many certifications, like 50 certification in crystals, energy, and this, that, the other, meditation, but nothing was working in that moment until I get that ball. And from that moment, I decided to put my store in that moment, and start to doing, I say, something I need to do. The people, and I was not aware if was the ball, what was happened, but
Sure.
It's in the moment that I decided. After that moment, I start to mention to the people when they come in and say, I have this and this and this problem. I say, you want to sing ball? This is, it's a magic. You want to clean your house from energy? using a singing bowl.
Sure.
If you want to clean it out your business, using the crystal ball. And it's a start when I start to commit myself to put many crystal singing bowls to my community. Right now, when they come into my studio, they call me, and they need tools for cleaning the house, cleaning the business. Always I can say many things, but the truth is the crystal singing bowls. Why? Because the sound is the only thing that can break through and go inside to the energy.
Sure. And also beyond just the energy, there's scientific reasons for this as well too. One thing is that we hear a lot of noises in our daily life. You walk outside, there's traffic. When there's not traffic, they're working on the street. You hear a jackhammer, people shouting, crying, all sorts of machinery. There's a vibration constantly from the roads that we can feel, from trains and trucks and everything. There's a lot of, I would just call it noise. And sometimes you don't even know that it's happening because your brain actually filters all of that out, but you're still absorbing all of that. All these noises in society are coming to us. I think that what's wonderful and magical about the singing bowls is that it gives us a focus other than what's going on around us, and lets us really focus on ourselves.
Exactly. So, I'm really happy to doing business with you, to doing, the quality they get it. So how the people and what is your capacity to deliver until where? For example, if we have many people right now to follow this program from Mexico, any place in Mexico, and they want to place the order, you be available to ship in right there to them?
Yeah, we ship everywhere, absolutely everywhere in the world. We ship to Mexico almost every day. In fact, one of our very popular customers from Mexico placed an order today, and she'll receive it next week. In Mexico, usually only 7 to 10 days. So we actually ship every single day, and this is something that I'm very proud of, because when I order something on the internet, or order something from a catalog, or get something that's not in stock from a company, I want it yesterday.
Exactly.
But, it's very, of course, it's difficult when shipping is involved. So we try to get everything out. If you pay by noon the same day, we'll ship it exactly that same day for you.
Wonderful. And the other question is,
we don't want you stressing about your singing bowl coming.
Exactly. Especially me, right? Because I want
especially
now.
You, Liz.
Yeah,
for Liz, we changed this rule till 2 p.m.
Yeah,
because if
exactly.
she places the order by 2 p.m., we still ship the same day.
Let me say that I come into to Silver Import, Sky Import, and change all the rules. The more is better for me, not the less. The class is the wonderful if I was in the floor, and now, but the shipping, they haven't, it's no question about the service you have in your company. The great thing is the people, any part of the world, they can make in orders to you and be sure 100% and guarantee the quality, the price, the faster deliver based in, in what part of the world you are. But if you are in United States, don't think in 2 times. If you have a business, if you haven't a studio, you haven't a store, you have a botanica, wherever you have the business, and you want to introduce these irons to your company, don't think it 2 times. Just calling to them, asking for them. They have a wholesale price. They is really, they give you the support, everything you need for your business, even in any part of the world, right? Any part of the world.
Absolutely. And now with technology, if someone sends us an email in Spanish, we're able to Google Translate them, send them a response back in Spanish, or if it's in French or any other language.
Exactly. So. That is the great thing of the technology. Now we can just making Google and translate.
And if I really don't understand, then I just send them to Liz.
Yeah. I remember when I was in Nebraska taking the class, one of the things that always I promised to my students is wherever I was taken, wherever I will take in the other states, I will try to bring to Chicago. And always is that my promise to them. When I go to any class, I say, I will promise, if it's for me, I will bring to Chicago. And I remember that day I say, Jeff, you need to bring this to Chicago. you know.
Here
and
I am.
Here you are, and you
In
know,
less than 6 months.
less than 6 months, you know. Thank God, because you know the energy is moving. I always I believe the intention, you know. Even right now it's in a small group. I think the people in Chicago, you know, is the energy that you come to plant, the seed you come to plant here,
Sure.
and the seed that you come to plant to all the states that you was start to do in this class, you know.
Yeah.
Because I can see in 5 years how this class can really transform the life of the people who was in the same situation, in the same hyperactive, you know,
Sure.
painful life like I was.
Sure.
And how I can transform.
Yeah, we have
You
a
know?
lot of clients that they can't sleep through the night. Like some people that, I mean, there's a lot of people that have never gotten 8 hours of sleep in the last 10 years. And after receiving the sound therapy with the bowls for just 2 or 3 days, they're able to sleep at least a full 6, 7, maybe even 8 hours.
Wow.
And we had that even in our class. We had a
Yeah.
lady that had some trouble sleeping. In 10 years, she hadn't slept through the night, not more than 3 or 4 hours. And then it was the first time during the class that she'd ever slept through the night. I mean,
Wow.
that's
Magical.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
magical.
really
It's a
magical.
transformation.
You know?
I
It's
mean-
transformation is, and really, you know, Jeff, where the people can find you? Give me your phone number,
Yeah,
your
sure.
business phone number, your company name, where they can Google, send you emails.
Oh, sure. Well, my personal email is jeff@silverskyimports.com. And so, of course, the website as well is silverskyimports.com. And that's SILVERSKYIMPORTS.com. And also for the sound therapy classes is vibrationalsoundassociation.com. vibrationalsoundassociation.com, where you can just Google singing bowl classes or singing bowl training. We show up very well on Google as well. Our phone number is 800-494-1369, or if you are international, it's going to be +1 402 464 1450.
Wonderful. And
But the internet is probably the best place to look
Yeah.
at first, because you can actually hear the sounds of the bowls online.
yeah, and Jeff, I really appreciate your time. I know you are doing classes and you making time for us to come into Energia del Corazon Cosmico and come into La Radiola26.com and all the radios is involved with La Radiola26.com. I really appreciate that you come, you taking your extra stretching time to come to Chicago and doing, you know, the radio with us and just bring this information with communities, you know, the people who is really, because this program is for the people who is really behind of the doors, you know, is behind on the
Sure.
restaurants, servings, you know, cleaning the hotels, in the construction guys.
Sure.
And always I say to them, you know, I was in that position. I
Sure.
was in that area.
Sure,
And
me
I
too.
know what is hard to doing. I know it's hard when we feeling come back with pain in the back and
absolutely.
with no eating in all, or if you whatever you can pick
Oh,
it out
sure.
right there.
Yes.
You know? So this program is really to bring all that tool. That is I'm feeling really blessing that you are
Sure.
here, because they haven't now hear from the owner, you know, because it's
Sure.
not the same. It's hear from your story is very inspired, your story, because many of the people when we hear we didn't start to the business, we say, okay, you know, I don't have any credit, I don't have any social
Sure.
security, I don't have any this, I don't have any that. And always I mention to them, if you really want to start with the business,
Sure.
starting with nothing.
Sure.
Because with nothing you can do everything.
Sure.
If you have $5, that $5 will be limit and
Absolutely.
limitation. But was really, I hear the story from you in the class, but thank you for sharing in my program, because
Of course.
this is really inspired to those people who are in Mexico, in Guatemala, in any part of Ukraine, in any part of, you know, the Tibet, wherever they
Sure.
are, they can see you just need to do the things, you know,
Sure.
and
Well,
try to find.
15 years ago, I was there as well. I was working in hotels, restaurants, I would give my boss my opinion, and they would think I was stupid. And I'd come home with a backache, or working and not eating correctly, and just everything. And this bowl business absolutely changed my life. And I had nothing. I mean, I had no credit, no money, no nothing to start it. But what I had was I wanted to get out.
Exactly.
I wanted to get out.
Y esa es una de las cosas, amigos. Cuando tú quieres salir adelante, lo único que tienes que tener es esa pasión por de verdad salir de donde estás, porque tú puedes empezar con nada. Y con esto me quiero despedir en este programa, y me siento muy bendecida de haber tenido todo lo que estuvo en inglés. Vamos a tratar de ponérselo en YouTube en español para que ustedes puedan volver a ver este programa. Síguelo también por su canal de YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, right? En Silver Sky Imports.
Yeah.
Suscríbete a su canal Silver Sky Imports. Ahí hay varios mensajes, varios programas que él tiene ya de los diferentes instrumentos, donde te puedes dar más cuenta de qué es lo que él está teniendo. Su canal se llama www.silver Sky Imports. SILBER, S K de kilo, I de yoyo, Imports, es IMPORST y .com, y tú lo puedes seguir ahí. Es la mejor manera de contactarlos. Si tú hablas español, mándales un mensaje en español, ellos lo pueden hacer Google Translate, y si no, me lo mandan a mí. Cualquier otro idioma que nos estén viendo desde Europa, nuestra gente de Europa, les mando un gran beso por estar ahí a estas horas y por darnos este seguimiento. Jeff, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Liz.
I'm feeling really blessed, and thank you for everything you shared right here. And we will say goodbye in this time, and you are invited to the next time you come into Chicago for the class. I hopefully in next year soon, in some point next year,
yes,
you come back to Chicago, and you will come back to the La Radiola 26, the radio station. Thank you for Ramon Arevalos, who is the behind of the cameras. That today I was not put his picture. Always usually I making fun with him in the cameras. Thank you, Ramon, and thank you, really, really thank you, Jeff, for being here and willing to working with us and continue doing business with me.
Yes.
Thank you
for inviting me.
Gracias a ustedes, que Dios los bendiga. Nos vemos el próximo viernes. Vamos a traer bowls de cristal, no te lo puedes perder. Viernes 3 de la tarde, bowls de cristal. ¿Y para qué sirven?
Y abrió sus alas y voló muy lejos, donde nunca nadie más llegó, y demostró que no hay límite, no hay imposibles cuando tienes fe adentro. Demostró que no hay límite, no hay imposibles cuando tienes fe.